So tonight's session, Warrior 1, 2, 3, and its variations. It's going to be a powerful practice. It's going to be strong and flexible, strong but also light and soft at the same time, and also in the sense of very concentrated, focused, but at the same time playful. So let's go play. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. You can place your pillows or you can sit on a block. I'm going to lower down the music a little bit. And then you can be in a cross-legged position. Of course, you can also just sit on your heels. And if you want, place one foot in front of the other. Make sure you have an upright position. Imagine there is a string pulling you up through the crown of the head. At the same time, keep your shoulders back and down. And then just close your eyes. And take a moment to breathe deeply. Connect with your breath. See if you can lengthen the breath. And allow yourself to ground down in order to rise up tall. Completely relax your face, especially the jaws. Make sure you're not biting your teeth. And with your next full inhalation, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, circle the arms down by your side. One more time, long and deep inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale the arms by your sides. Last time, inhale, arms up to the sky. And with your exhale, hinge over to the left side. Extend your right arm overhead. And open up the right side of your rib cage. Breathe deeply. Good, and then gently go to the other side. Lower down your right hand and reach up and over with your left arm. Long and deep inhale, come back to the middle, reach up with your arms, and with your exhale, take a forward fold. So you can stay on the fingertips or you can come down onto your forearms and then just let go of your head. Maybe just move your head from side to side. And then gently lift up the upper body, roll your shoulders back and down. And gently open up the eyes. Good. Now we start moving, so release your block or your pillows and come onto all fours. And we do some cat and cows, so just spread your fingers widely on the floor. Roll the biceps forward, and with your inhale, lift up the tailbone, drop the belly, chest reaches forward. And with your exhale, start to round your spine and look towards your navel. Long and deep inhale. One more time, opening up the front side of the body. Exhale to round. Inhale again, opening up the front. Exhale, opening the backside. Good. Inhale, come back to a neutral position. Curl your toes under, and then just lift up your knees 2-3 centimeters and hover here. Keep it steady, keep it smooth, creating some heat in the core, just warming up. Good. And then maybe you can lift up your right foot, hover here, And then switch the sides. Lift up your left foot. Good. And then step back into plank and hold the plank for a moment. If you want, you can drop the knees, of course. Just make sure you have a straight line over the whole body. That means press through the heels back. Make sure you're not collapsing in the lumbar. So pull your navel in, pubic bone draws forward, and lengthen the tailbone. Crown of the head reaches forward. And then gently with your exhale, lower down your knees. Long and deep inhale here. And with your exhale, come all the way down onto the floor. Now press the tops of the feet down. Keep your hands next to your chest. Elbows are close to the body, shoulders back. Engage your legs, and with your inhale, come up into a mini cobra. Exhale, lower down. Long and deep inhale, lift up the chest. Long and deep exhale, lower down. One more time, long inhale to come up. Exhale, lower down. Good. This time with your inhale, come up into a cobra. If you feel you're ready, maybe come all the way up into an upward facing dog. Just make sure you're not slouching here. So you want to really press your chest forward. You can also lift up the kneecaps. And with your exhale, let's go into downward facing dog. So lift your hips up and back. And then just paddle out your feet. Maybe move your chin from side to side. Come back to your breath, in and out. Good, and then just walk forward. So take small steps to the front side of your mat. Take your time. And then sway from side to side. Good, and then slowly roll up the spine all the way. Your shoulders and the head come at last. Good. And we go through 3 sun salutations to warm up. The first one is super slow, and then we do it a little bit faster. With your inhale, root to rise, lift up the arms to the sky. With your exhale, dive forward. Inhale deeply, lift up the heart. Exhale, step back into plank. And we're going to stay in plank for a couple of breaths. So make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and press all the knuckles into the floor. Keep your legs super strong. And on your next exhale, lower halfway down. Feel free to drop the knees if you want, or go straight halfway down. Shoulders are in line with your elbows. Inhale, roll onto the tops of the feet. Open up the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here in your down dog. Press the inner thighs back. If you have a tendency to round your spine, then bend your knees. Otherwise, lower down the heels towards the ground. Come back to your breath. Take a long and deep inhale. Come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees and lightly step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to lift up the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. Good. Second round. Take a long and deep inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, dive forward, always with a long spine. Inhale to lift up the chest. Exhale, step back into plank, and with the same exhale, lower halfway down. You might bend your knees or not. Inhale, come into cobra or higher into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Always choose the variation that suits you. Be mindful, especially of your spine. Always keep it long. And lengthen the breath. Slow it down in order to be powerful and strong. come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees and lightly step or jump to the front. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. And just feel how the body is warming up. Getting ready for more to come. And we go into the third round. So with your inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, step or jump back and lower halfway down. Inhale to open up into an upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale, come on up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Lightly step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale takes you halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up, reach up tall. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. Okay, we're gonna add on. So sitting down on an imaginary chair, sit back and down. The knees move backwards, that means you can see the toes. And then you can either lift your arms about parallel to the floor or a little bit higher. Just make sure you don't lift up the shoulders towards the ears. Keep your shoulders down. And then just sit down. Make sure your midsection is solid. That means pull the navel in and up. And with your exhale, fold over your legs. Either grab behind your legs, or if you want to go deeper, grab the opposite elbows behind your legs. And with your inhale, reach with your chest forward. And with your exhale, reach with the crown of the head in between your feet. So it's almost like you're giving yourself a hug. So the belly is on your thighs. That may mean that you have to bend your knees a little bit. And then just breathe into the belly, massage the inner organs. And then slowly come back into this beloved chair. So lift up the arms. And with your exhale, one more time, forward fold. Now take your hands onto your hips. Elbows move closer together. Chest reaches forward. And with a flat back, come all the way up super slowly into mountain pose. Keep your hands next to your hips, palms are open, and close your eyes. And feel the breath going through your body, nourishing your body. So we start with the warrior sequence. With your inhale, lift up the arms overhead. With your exhale, dive forward. Step back into downward facing dog. Good. Stay here for a moment, opening up the back side of the body. With your inhale, lift up your right leg towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, close to the body. And then lightly step the foot in between your hands. Good. If you want, you can still drop the knee. Otherwise, come straight up into a high lunge, which is already a variation of Warrior One. Make sure your shoulders are on top of your hips. Good. And hold it here. Good. Now we want to gently lower down the back foot. So you can take your hands back onto your waist and then proper Warrior One. That means the back foot is about 45 degrees. The heels don't have to be in line. Feel free to walk your right foot a little bit more to the right side. And now pay attention to your hips. You don't want to open them up. You want to keep them square. So basically the right hip draws back and the left hip forward. Bend your front knee, Try not to overarch here, so lengthen the tailbone down, pubic bone up. And then you can lift up your arms again. Strong in your back leg. Good. And opening up the chest. Good. I don't know if you hear the rain, but it's quite heavy. Good. Thunderstorm. And then open up the arms to the sides, bowing, warrior one, humble warrior. So interlace the fingers behind your back, and then gently bow forward. And then reach with your arms above your head. Crown of the head is down. And try not to stick out the butt to the right side. Keep it in line with the right knee. Strong in your back leg still. And then slowly, leading with the chest, deep inhale, come back up, reach with your arms to the sky. And with your exhale, come into a proper warrior two. That means now you can actually have your heels in line. Bend your front knee, open up the back hip, and then stretch out your arms, look forward like a proud warrior. Strong in your center. Try not to go into the war. So keep your center. That means shoulders above your hips. Good. Now, peaceful version. Flip the front palm, reach forward, and then up all the way with your left hand lightly on your back leg, and your right arm is opening up. The right rib cage is super long and opening up. Good. Good. Now come back into warrior two. And here is the tricky part. We're going to balance. So come back into a high lunge. So move onto the ball of the back foot. Lift up your arms. Move slowly so you feel the transition. And now we go into warrior three. So if you want, you can make it easier with your hands on your blocks. Lean forward, place your hands on your blocks, and then shift your weight and lift up the back leg. I'm going to hop back because I'm not sure if I'm still in your picture. Good. And now, a lot of strength in your leg in the air. Roll the inner thigh up. When you look back, you can see the toes facing down. Stay here, or maybe you can take your hands in front of your heart, reaching forward with your chest. Good. Now bend your standing leg and land softly in another high lunge position. Lifting up your arms. And with your exhale, finally, cycle through vinyasa. If you don't want to do the vinyasas, you can always skip them and just go into down dog or child's pose. Good. With your inhale, lift up your left leg this time. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest and then lightly step the foot in between. You can always come onto the fingertips of your left hand to create more space, and then you can reach. Good. Root down in order to rise up. Come into a high lunge position. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Already here it's like a scissoring with the legs, so the left leg is moving, the left hip is moving back, right hip forward. Settle down. Warrior one variation. Steady your gaze. And then slowly, proper warrior one. So lower down the back heel, 45 degrees. And feel free to walk with your left foot slightly to the left. And then square your hips, lift up your arms. Strong in your back leg. Good, and just breathe. Open up the heart. Generous warrior. Good. And then slowly, proud warrior, warrior two. Strong. Heels are in line. Maybe challenge and take your leg parallel to the floor or somewhat parallel. Doesn't have to. Good. And I forgot the humble version in the warrior one. That means we do it in the warrior two. So interlace the fingers behind, lift up your chest, and with your exhale, place your left shoulder on the inside of the knee. We have a tendency to stick out the butt, so keep reaching with your left hip back, crown of the head down, and then maybe you can reach with your knuckles even higher towards the sky or even to the front, depending on your range of motion. Good, and then slowly come back up from humble to strong into warrior two. Peaceful warrior. So reverse the warrior, lift up your left arm to the sky, right hand is lightly on your back leg, opening up, breathing. Good, and then slowly warrior two again, and transition into high lunge. So lift up your back heel, steady your gaze for your concentration. Keep it playful, lift up your arms. And here we go again into warrior three, maybe with blocks, or you can also try to go directly into a warrior three by just shifting your weight and then sliding your back foot up into the air, everything parallel to the floor. Roll the inner thigh up, keep it strong. And don't forget to breathe. Bend your standing leg, and then one more time, slow transition into high lunge. Opening up, and then cycle through vinyasa. Good. If you need a break, it's a good time to go into child's pose. If you need more energy, you can also go through one more vinyasa. So always feel free to create your own practice. Remember, these are all just suggestions, but you can do whatever you want. Good. With your inhale, lift up your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, draw it into the chest, and then lightly step the foot in between your hands. Open up for a warrior two, leading with your left arm, draw a big circle, and settle down into a warrior two. Good. We do some dancing warriors. So place your right elbow on top of your front knee, and then lift up your arm above your head and twist your chest towards the sky. Imagine you want to grab something with your fingertips, so you have a straight line starting from your left toes to your left fingertips. Good. Now we go reverse, so left hand onto your left leg, open up the arm. And again, side angle. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Pay attention to the foundation. Nothing changes in the lower body. We're just moving in the upper body. Good. Now you can either stay in your side angle, or if you want, grab with your right hand behind your right hip, either the wrist or just the fingers, and then opening up the chest. Good. And breathe here. So if you can't take the bind, just stay in side angle. Good, and then gently take right hand down, left arm up, and gently both hands down, square the hips, and frame the front foot. Inhale to step back into plank. Exhale, cycle through vinyasa or take a break. Take a moment to neutralize through the breath. The sides feel different, but just neutralize through your breath. Good. And we're gonna do the other side. So with your inhale, lift up your left leg. Exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Open up the back foot. Make sure your heels are in line. Long inhale takes you up, leading with your right arm. Settle down in Warrior Two. Good. And here we go again, side angle first. So place your left elbow on top and draw the arm bone into the shoulder socket. And from here, reach forward with your right arm. Good. Make sure you're not collapsing here. So you want to really keep it light in the upper body, strong in the lower body. You're going to play and dance. So peaceful version, opening up and going back into side angle. Only moving with the upper body, solid in your lower body. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, side angle. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming back into side angle, or take the bind. So you can see I'm going first down with the left shoulder, and then left hand behind the butt. And then you can either grab the wrists or just the fingers. And from here, make sure you're not collapsing. You want to roll your right shoulder back, opening up the chest. And moving with your left hip inward, so not sticking out the butt. Good, hold it here, back leg is strong. And then gently release. Frame the front foot again. Deep inhale to step back. Exhale, cycle through vinyasa. Or take a break in child's pose. So up to you. If you feel super active, add some more vinyasas. If you need to calm down, then always slow down the practice. Good. Come back into downward facing dog. We have used the legs a lot, so let's stretch out the hamstrings. With your inhale, lift up your right leg. Exhale, step the foot in between. Now, you can walk your left foot a little bit closer. Again, you want to place it as for a warrior one, so 45 degrees with your back foot. Feel free to walk your right foot a little bit more to the right side, so it's easier to square your hips. Move your right hip back, maybe use blocks. So one block on each side. With your inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen the chest forward, and with your exhale, fold over your front leg. Keep your back leg active, right leg as well. So you want to engage the front side in order to open up softly the back side. And of course, you can also do it without the blocks. Blocks always help to create space. And sometimes even if you're like advanced, so-called advanced, then it's always nice to go back and have a support so you can really feel the opening in the body. Good. And gently step your back foot forward and just sway from side to side. Take a moment here. Good. Take your hands onto your shins. Press the inner thighs back so you have some space between the sitting bones. Inhale to lift the chest halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time step back with your right foot. So we do the other side. So left foot more to the left. Reaching with your left hip back. You can even, with the big thumb, go into the left hip crease and help yourself to adjust. And then with your inhale, lift the chest. With your exhale, forward fold. Stay here. Keep your hips square. Make sure you're not too passive here in your leg. You can actually always see the muscles at work. So you're going to squeeze the muscles. Inhale again to lengthen. Exhale to forward fold. Couple of deep breaths to open up those hamstrings. In case you're sitting a lot, this is really good. In case you're running a lot, this is really good. So in short, it's always good. Good. And then gently step your back foot forward. Let's go one more time into a chair if you want, with your feet together. Lower down the hips, lift up the arms. This is a healthy chair. Good. Let's balance, hands in front of your heart. Lift up your heels and imagine you're standing in high heels. And maybe lower all the way down, slowly steady your gaze. Good. So you want to sit with your bum on your heels. If you have knee issues, don't do it, just stay in chair. Good. And then we're going to just simply lower down the knees to the floor. Good. And we're going to stretch those toes. So basically take the feet together. Everything is touching. Keep your toes curled under and then sit back with your bum onto your heels. Good. Make sure that the pinky one is coming with. Some people, funny enough, especially men, they have a shorter pinky one than the others, so it may not touch the ground. In that case, don't worry. If you have long toes like me, then make sure all of them come with. And then just keep your weight on your heels, keep your heart lifted, and close your eyes. Try not to resist. So it may hurt in your toes, but this is a good pain usually. So in order to relax, just breathe through it. So after winter and spring also, we're going to be in flip-flops or barefoot again. So we need to stretch out those toes. They're always hidden in the shoes. Good. And then slowly come forward onto your hands. And we do the opposite. So place the tops of the feet down and just sit back. If you have knee issues, you can always place something in between. So you're a little bit higher and you don't have as much pressure. If you're fine, sit down. This may be enough of a stretch, or some of you, maybe you can lean back. Maybe you can even come down onto your forearms, lift up the knees and stretch out those ankles, tops of the feet. Come back to your breath, in and out. So with every inhalation, the belly lifts, and with every exhalation, the belly falls. Some may even lay down all the way. Good. Slowly come back. And finally, sit on one side and swing your legs forward. Good. Now we're going to open up the legs wide. Make sure you are sitting on the front side of the sitting bone. So that means the fleshy part goes back. You feel the grounding of the sitting bones. Flex the feet. Roll the inner thighs down. So basically your legs are active. If you have a tendency to slouch and round here, then keep your hands behind you. Stay on the fingertips. Lift up the chest. Some of you can go deeper. Maybe stand on your hands or fingertips to the front, or come onto your forearms. And again, the super circus people, they can go with the chest to the ground. Obviously, I don't belong to that category. So just stay here. But wherever you are, the good news is, if you practice this every day, definitely you will progress. Slowly maybe, but surely. Good. Slowly lift up the upper body. Move your legs together. And And you can either keep one leg straight. So basically we're going to keep the left leg straight, or bend your left knee. The foot is on the side of your right hip, and with your right foot, stay either on the inside or on the outside of the knee. Lift yourself up and then twist to the right. Good. If this is not enough, you can also have your elbow on the outside of your knee, or you can even take the bind. So the left hand goes in between and back, and then you grab the other wrist or the hand. And with every inhalation, think about lengthening, and with every exhalation, you want to twist a little bit more. Good. And whenever there is silence, listen to the sound of your own breath. As long as we're breathing, we're doing great. We can do yoga and a lot of fun things. Good. Very nice. So if your leg is extended, just switch the sides. If your leg is bent, come with me. Walk with your hands to the other side. Don't think too much. Just lift up the bum, come onto your feet, walk with your hands backwards, and then bend your right knee, sit down, and there you are on the other side. So with your inhale, lift up the chest. With your exhale, twist. And in case you didn't get that one, you can practice on YouTube and just pause the video until you get it. Good. And think about rooting down with every inhalation and twisting with every exhalation. Good, and then just take a counter twist for a moment to neutralize. And then simply place your feet on the front side of your mat. And we're going to roll down all the way to the floor, slowly, one vertebrae after the other. And remember to breathe fluid breath on your way down. Good, and we add one more back bend. So walk your feet closer towards the buttocks. Maybe your fingertips can touch the heels, or they can even grab the ankles. If they don't worry, you can keep them on the floor. And then walk the shoulder blades closer to each other. That means you're basically standing on the upper arms. With your inhale, root down into both feet, into the hands, and also into the it's the upper arm, and lift up the pelvis. Good. Make sure you're not looking to the left or right into the camera. Keep it straight, or into the screen. Keep it straight because it's quite delicate for your neck. Maybe you can interlace the fingers. Maybe you can come up onto the tippy toes and press the pelvis all the way up, and then the collarbone towards the chin. So you're also opening up the heart. Breathe into the belly here. Maybe close your eyes so you can see and feel better. And then gently place the palms and roll down one notch at a time. Good. And then just some hip twisters. So drop your knees to the left or right, and then drop them to the other side. Keep your feet about mat width apart, just to get some mobility in your hips. Release the lower back. And then give yourself a hug. Hug the knees into the chest. And lift up the forehead towards your knees. Breathe here, like a little ball. Good, and then gently lower down your head. Hug your right knee into the chest and extend your left leg on the floor. And you can have the top of the foot behind your left knee, and then move with the knee towards your left side. Stretch out the right arm to the right and look towards the right. A nice little spinal twist. Try to keep your right shoulder as much as possible on the floor. Good, and then come back to the middle. And we're going to switch the sides. So hug your left knee into the chest, extend your right leg, and then gently move with your knee all the way to the right. Extend your left arm and just surrender to the floor. Roll back to the middle, and then lift up your arms and legs. And by the way, always feel free, now that I changed the setting, I can show you, feel free to have your legs against the wall, so the bum is close to your wall, touching actually, and then you simply lift up your legs, and that can be your Shavasana as well, corpse pose. Good. If you're still in the easy inversion, then simply rest in Shavasana. Sometimes I really like the legs up on a wall. If you're in Shavasana, allow your body to really sink into the ground. Stay here in this silent pose, or slowly find your way back into a seated position. Maybe first stretch out your arms, and then one more time hug yourself and just roll onto your favorite side into a fetal position. And slowly come back into a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed. Reunite the hands in front of your heart. And bow to the warrior within and let it shine. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining. So we have one more Zoom session left on Thursday night at 6:30. If you don't have the link yet, you can direct message me and I can give you the link. And Sunday, as I said, the balancing sequence at 10:30, and then finally we can start with our classes again. So for those who need to stay home and can't join our classes for whatever reason, don't worry, I will give you a link so you can also follow the classes from your home and be part of the community. For all the others, I would love to see you again. I actually can't wait. I really miss you guys. So